My name is Kendrick Kemp, and I'm going to ask my friend Elizabeth to start my introduction off, please.
At 21, my life changed drastically. I suffered a stroke, or CVA. It left me paralyzed. I couldn't talk or walk. Before this, I was the star athlete in my town. I won all-state in basketball, county in football, and sectionals in track. Up until then, I rode on a magic carpet, and then it was like someone snatched it from under me, and I fell on my face. My life was over. I remember doctors saying I would not be able to talk or walk again. My mother stood beside me, comforted me, saying, "It'll be all right." I didn't know what all right meant, but I believed in my mother. She wouldn't lie to me. Weeks went by. I relied on my family, church family, and friends. It was still hard, though, to ask for help. During my month-long start of recovery in the hospital, I prayed to God daily, even hourly. It was a time of wrestling with God. I remember asking God, "If you help me to walk and talk, I will go anywhere. Where you send me, I'll go." After those 30 days, I left the hospital, even signed myself out. But people looked at me differently. I looked at myself differently. Going to church I felt like an outcast. People wouldn't talk to me. They were scared of me. I didn't know what to say to them either. 2 years later, I had another stroke. So the improvement I made after the first stroke was gone. I really wanted to give up after the second one, but I couldn't give up. There was something inside of me that wouldn't give up. God put in me the resilience and inner drive to keep going in the face of tragedy. After yet another recovery process, I started searching for an answer to why this happened. I never found it. But what I found instead fed my spirit. It was the work of Dr. James Cone. Eventually, this got me out of the pit I was in. It gave me the fire to keep going in the midst of struggle. I'm still looking at Dr. Cone's work today.
Thank you. I'm a recent graduate of Union Theological Seminary. I hold a Master's of Divinity and a Master's of Social Work. I spent most of my life living with a disability. Currently, I'm a social worker for an organization working with people living with disabilities and domestic abuse survivors. Last year, October 30th, I presented my groundbreaking thesis project entitled Black Liberation Theology of Disabilities. This work was birthed from the engagement with my mentor, Dr. James Cone. It really informed my thinking and my theological lens. After talking to Dr. Julia Watts Besler after my thesis project, we discussed of having a panel on Black liberation theology of the disabilities at AAR. She told me write up a proposal. That's why we're here today. Thank you, Julia. I also want to thank the status of people with disabilities in the profession committee and the status of racial and ethnic minorities committee and the panelists, the brilliant panelists we have on the panel today.